All right, we are live. Beautiful run on ES today. We haven't filled that upper gap yet, though. It's kind of topping out a little early. It's topping out like 1 point early. Good steady climb on VWAP. Nice little support nodes that we've built along the way. Got a big support node around the 30s. You got one around the 55s. One around the 90s. Where's the gap on Qs? The gap is at 370s. We're about 2 points away on Qs, 1 point on SPY. Nasty gaps we put into the low side, though. It sucks that it's playing out like the best case scenario with that inverse head and shoulders. But now we have these two ridiculous gaps, one at 435 and one at 442 that we have to worry about. We filled all the gaps to the upside except for 447, which hopefully will be filled by the end of the day. Maybe a little power hour pump here. If not, we're going to have to deal with that gap pretty early next week. Coming back to retest this recent node, right around 57 on ES. Bitcoin smashing our targets. 60,800 was our next target. Final target for this cycle is 63.2. If we can break above that, then we're looking at a completely new cycle into the all-time high. Notice how all my indicators line up kind of in this area here. So breaking out of that like 44 to 45,000 range is pretty significant. The 80% trade that I told you guys on stream many times, we talked about in the newsletter as well. 80% as in the rule, the 80% volume value area rule. We re-entered the value area when we broke above 50,200. And then we had a very high chance to get to 60,800. And that was fulfilled today. So that trade has been completed. Now we have a little bit of resistance around that daily pivot, around 63.3, 63.2, somewhere around there. And then really above that, there's nothing. You are safe to run 65, 67 easily. It's good to see the bot continuing to stay long here. The daily bot is up about 28%. The weekly bot, let's see, about 41. The monthly is fairly new on FTX. It's already up 30, but if we go to Coinbase, this monthly has been long for almost 2 years. It's up 600%. So very bullish. All high time frames are leaning bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So crypto should be continuing to push higher here. We're coming into the biggest resistance on Ethereum around 39 to 4,000. Once you get above 4,000, there's really nothing above you. You could easily tap all-time high without a struggle. Do we have any pivots in our way on Ethereum? We have that pivot that's sucking us to like 39.40, but then above that is no pivots. Weekly, no weekly, monthly, no monthly. This is only halfway done with the month, but if Ethereum closes anywhere above 3,500, it's going to be the highest monthly close for Ethereum ever. So pretty damn bullish. Amazon finally breaking out, nice little double bottom. You are coming up to our VWAP target around 34.26. You also had Apple starting to push higher as well. You have a daily buy signal on the bot, but the sell signal on the OTS is kind of holding you down.
Tesla's trying to get high day here.
Tesla did smash our 824 target. Next target on Tesla was 864, I believe. Coinbase having a hell of a day, obviously following Bitcoin. Breaking the daily pivot around 266. If you can start holding above like 280, then we're talking about breaking out of this range. And then we're talking about 300 and then maybe 320. I would like to see SPY fill this gap here. Any pullback here on SPY or Q should be bullish. As long as we hold above like the 50s. Lose the 50s on ES, then you're getting a little weak. Could see a pullback down to the 30s.
There's a lot of dark pool activity on Apple.
What's going on, Brett? Yeah, Apple's finally starting to get a little
There's
little
no
momentum.
options. What price is this? 144.13.
The biggest node on Apple's 146, so we get above that. Looks pretty good.
Tesla high day, 836.
You have an Apple conference later this month, I believe.
And earnings.
Yep.
October 18th, their event.
Isn't that this weekend? When is that?
Yeah.
That's Monday, yeah.
Monday.
They had to postpone it a little bit. It was supposed to be earlier.
Oh man, Amazon earnings are incoming too. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
buying
all
in
tech's coming up.
All big tech.
daily.
End of
The
month.
daily OTS should be flipping today.
Short it.
Closing a daily buy on Amazon.
Time is the top in on Bitcoin or what?
What? No. What are
You're
you talking
lagging a
about?
little bit.
Who said that?
The top in on Bitcoin.
Is that Sticky?
What do you mean? Who said that? Yeah, it's sticky.
Your voice sounds different.
I'm driving in. I'm driving in the boonies,
Oh,
so it might be lagging.
top isn't even close to in.
Dime City shorted 59,000. He's buried.
I hate you
Of course
both.
it did.
I haven't hit the red button in weeks.
Yeah.
Time's been drawing the top ever since the May POC was hit.
That's not fair, dude. That's really not.
Look at the weekly, dude. The weekly looks beautiful.
We're coming in on the what's it called? The pivot at 63K.
Yeah, this will be the highest weekly close ever.
Yeah, Dime. Tesla's
When's the alt rotation though?
Hopefully
You think?
never.
Probably not for
Do we have
probably
to
not
make
for a while.
fuck?
Tesla's gonna enter that
I mean,
second gap.
I'm pretty sure Solana's going to go absolutely insane if Bitcoin consolidates or pauses anytime soon.
So what do you think about this ETF? You think it's a sell the news?
I have friends who think it's a sell the news, but I don't really agree with them.
I just
It's
think
different this time, Dime.
I think Bitcoin
Different.
ETFs are fucking stupid, to be honest.
Well, an ETF would be
Kathy, where's bullet?
much more preferable to GBTC, which is a weird
That's
asset.
true.
all
Yeah,
around.
but
Also, it allows regulatory capture of Bitcoin exposure, which the feds obviously want.
there's also
Because people-
tax benefits too for E ETFs.
There's tax benefits for ETFs, and then on top of all that, we could buy a bunch of it and sell premium on it.
But here's the glaring issue. You're trading a 24/7 asset and you're locked to trading it 6 hours a day.
Yep, that is the big downside. But
Like
if you're
that is so stupid.
but if you're a macro swing trader and you're not like doing like little short term stuff,
Yeah, but
There's
imagine this. Like it's Saturday, right? Markets are closed. Something crazy happens with Bitcoin. It has one of its wild negative 20% days. Investors start ringing your phone. What the fuck are you doing with our investments, right? Because it's down 20%. What are you going to do? And they're going to say, oh, we can't fucking do anything because the market's closed. What about tomorrow? I still can't do anything. It's a Sunday. Market's closed. Okay, Bitcoin goes down another 10%. Now your investment's down 30% in 2 days. And
we're not going to talk about that until the bear market starts.
and your
837 Tesla.
your fund manager can't touch it. And then even on Monday for fucking 9 hours in the morning, he can't touch it.
I'm just imagining all the gap fill plays that are going to be happening.
Yeah, hopefully it gives us some good CME gaps.
Every fucking week.
Did you see the CME gap today that got played?
Yeah.
No.
Look at the gap fill play today. It was beautiful. It's literally the top right now. 61.9.
Oh yeah.
Bitcoin at now?
It's at 62 almost.
Bro, I just realized Elon's up big in his Bitcoin investment.
This was the last gap to the upside to be filled. There are no more gaps to the upside. All the gaps are to the downside. We have gaps at 32, 23, and 18. And then there's lower ones, but I don't even want to talk about those. Why not just trade Bitcoin? That's basically my point. it opens up smart money avenues, right? There's a lot of like a lot of boomer money that can go into Bitcoin because of the ETF.
And
But-
the I,
Why wouldn't you be in? Why
You-
wouldn't you be in GBTC instead of the E ETF?
Well, that's the thing. Like GBTC is actually diversified. You have access to other things besides Bitcoin. The Bitcoin ETF is literally just Bitcoin. And the downside is
what are you talking about?
didn't they say it's just Bitcoin?
Well, what do you mean it's diversified? It's all Bitcoin exposure in both of them.
No, it's not. GBTC owns like Ethereum and a bunch of other shit.
No.
What do you
GBTC
mean?
Grayscale.
GBTC is all ETH or all BTC, and then there's like GETH
Yeah.
and then GATA.
Grayscale has multiple funds for different assets.
So the GBTC ticker is just their Bitcoin assets.
Correct.
So what are their they don't have tickers for their other altcoins
Yeah, they do.
for every single one.
We do.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of those tickers ever be traded.
ETHE is ETH. I don't know the other ones, but just go to Grayscale's website and there's a list.
I've never seen a single person trade anything but BTC.
Cashboy was trading ETHE, whatever. I don't know how to say it. ETHE.
But
Is there still a premium GBTC?
I don't think so. I think Tandy is talking about it.
There's LTCN, I think.
They're saying that the ETF that just got pushed forward is futures weighted,
Yep.
right? That's not
Correct.
usually a good thing. Because
It's not going to be ideal, but
the-
maybe that's how they're going to allow it to have wider trading hours.
the futures, yeah, the futures related ETFs have to roll over all the time, and they have the they like to go down because of the way the futures are traded. It's kind of like the volatility ETFs that are based on futures. They like to go down. They kind of have that bleed effect.
Arby's is fire.
But no, if I was like a billionaire and I had like $100 million, $200 million I wanted to throw in Bitcoin, you're better off just finding a custodian system and throwing it directly into spot, not
Yeah,
buying the
Coinbase.
fucking ETF.
Coinbase Prime would unironically be better.
Yeah. That's why the ETF is kind of stupid. It's like it's for retail money, and so it's also for like smart money, but it's not for like really big smart money. Because really
want
big smart money would be better off just having a custodian system.
People just want options. I mean, Tendies and I want to buy it just so that we can sell premium. I mean, imagine we're going to be able to sell puts.
Did they
and
say there's going to be options on them?
I assume it's an ETF. I can't imagine them not.
There's options on GBTC, right?
There's no options on GBTC,
Okay.
but that's because it's an OTC stock.
Yeah, it's not an ETF. What is that doing right now?
I've got like $100,000 worth of GBTC.
Yeah, see, like, look at how nasty that chart is. The GBTC chart. You see how many gaps it has?
It's disgusting.
Like, that's what this new ETF is going to look like.
I'm hoping that they have extended hours on it, but it's still. I mean, you look at the Bitcoin chart and then you buy GBTC when it's time to buy it. That's really all there is to it.
And they say like one of the big benefits of ETFs is like they have much better risk management, like they're managed funds and stuff. But not in the case of crypto, because you're trading a 24/7 asset in 6 hours. Your risk is exponentially higher.
You think they'll ever make like a crypto 500 ETF?
They kind of have a few of them already, like Block. Oh, look. But you mean like, okay, never mind. I don't know.
He means like a diversified ETF, kind of like the S&P.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be a hard sell.
The only problem with diversified, quote unquote, with crypto is they all follow the same fucking chart. Like there's always like what, like a handful of outliers, but like 99% of them look exactly the same.
I'm just imagining like the dog shit perp on FTX being traded on the stock market.
Yeah, by retail bros.
Yeah, and then when dog shit rips, that ETF would be nuts.
It's funny how the same exact system has worked every single year in the existence of Bitcoin, but people still don't look at it. The 618 retrace, because that move was this time it didn't tap to 618, but it got very close.
What about the Doji target?
Yeah,
Must
those
be like 5 of them.
yeah, those are all hit too. This did hit the 618 if you took the local move, not the March dump.
Deja.
Hmm.
I can't watch Rookie versus Loomdart because it's at 7 a.m. my time.
Oh god.
I'm
So
not getting up
what's
to
10
that.
o'clock my time? 10 a.m. Yeah, but you have to pay
Watch
for
it
it. It's
together,
literally it's a pay-per-view.
We can do an OTG viewing party.
Not at 7 a.m. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
I don't know if I'm paying for that thing. When is it? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Someone will post the video at some point.
Loomdart looked a lot bigger than Rookie when they were standing together.
Do any of them have fight experience?
I don't think so.
It's just gonna be fucking haymakers until someone hits.
Yeah. Today was just the NASDAQ approval. The SEC is still pending. I think it's pretty much fully approved. I don't think it's like set in stone, but I'm pretty sure it's like there's no going back.
I'm so confused. Why are they masked up for this shit?
I think they're like keeping the big reveal for when they fight. I don't fucking know. If they fight in mask, it's gonna look so cringe.
Does that mean if Jerome keeps printing money, he's gonna start buying Bitcoin ETF?
That would be funny.
My
The
suspicion
Fed
is
started buying it.
my suspicion is the next bear market bottom is going to be bought up by the Fed because they're the only ones that can afford like a $30,000 Bitcoin.
You calling us all broke?
No, I'm saying that like mass retail doesn't have 30K to blow on.
Fractionalize it, bro.
So yeah, you can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, but my point is simply that let's say we go to 200K, an 80% retrace takes us to like 40K. And I think that the Fed is one of the few people that can afford to like scoop up Bitcoin at those prices.
I'm gonna start calling it Satoshis.
What's 80? What's 80% from here? We're at
80,
what?
like if we
62.
if we nuked 80% from here, that would be like what, 20, 30K?
20K.
Holy shit! Tesla's breaking out. 839.
That's a pretty strong week of close.
It's 12,000.
Yeah, Bitcoin's never going below 20,000 again. Sorry.
You heard it here first, guys, on stream. If it goes below 20, keep that soundbite.
It's just ranging.
There's a gap. Isn't there a gap at like 20K?
There's a gap at like 3K that we haven't filled.
There's a gap at 32K. That's probably going to be our bear market bottom, honestly.
Dude, if it went below 20K, so many people would be fucking destroyed. Like big people, like not retail guys.
Sailor.
Yeah, dude, like Square, like Twitter, all those companies.
I kind of want Bitcoin to go to zero just so Sailor can get fucking blown out.
I want silver to go to zero.
That's just mean.
What is Silver doing? Let's see.
I just talked
Probably
to you
down
about
5%.
it, and
The weekly's still in a sell. You see what topped us out, right? It was the monthly pivot. And we were talking about it way back then when it happened. But we were hoping it was going to break, and it didn't break.
It's actually breaking out on the daily right now.
It's bouncing off the monthly trail. If it breaks the monthly pivot, I might trade it again. Wake me up at 27. This could be one big range retest. That you see that? It goes back down to 19 or 18. Tell me this doesn't remind you of like the 2017 all the way to 2019 Bitcoin chart. If you look at the monthly.
Yeah, I've posted the comparison between Bitcoin. It implies that silver's about to go through an extended bear market if it's the 2019 top.
Yeah, well, if that was the 2019 top. Yeah, exactly.
That would be very unfortunate.
It would be like 2017, 2018, 2019 that we topped out.
Amazon 3400.
Is alt perp the index with like the good shit, or is there another one that I'm forgetting?
Yeah, I think alt perp has like the big names.
And I like the daily alt perp.
Yeah, daily's in a buy signal for some time now. Looks pretty decent. The weekly's a massive cup and handle.
Bitcoin goes down 5% here, everything's getting fucked.
As long as I make money on my sappy seal, you know, that's all I care about.
Jesus Christ, you still have that?
We're bag holding at this point.
Good, I'm back holding like 100K of fucking NFTs.
JMA talked me into buying a seal. I got buried. Now we're stuck in the fucking deep blue sea.
I mean,
I could have flipped it immediately. I could have flipped it for like, I think 0.5, maybe 0.55. But
I don't know. You kind of jinxed yourself when you said maybe me changing my avatar. This is the top here.
oh, 100%, dude. Me changing my Twitter avatar to a sappy seal is 100% the top.
How quick did you change it back?
Yeah, probably 3 days or so. Can I look at AVAX? Let's take a look.
AVAX is probably going to 30.
It's in a sell on the daily. It's holding the 50 moving average though. If it can hold the 50, it looks pretty decent.
Why is AVAX going to 30, Doc?
I was gonna say 30. That's bad. That means it's going straight down.
Hang on, let me find it.
I could see the weekly going back to 38.
Does your dad own Sol yet, Dime?
No.
I'd wait for a daily buy signal on AVAX. Like I was saying in Discord, we're getting into the season where you can just watch the daily bot, and when Bitcoin starts to range, the daily buy signals are going to start coming in on everything, and they're going to look really good.
B.
But I'd like to see this get above like 64, and then looks decent.
Deja. Chat.
Snapchat is a daily buy.
Yeah, they've been getting calls all week. I like how Zuzu was like, BTCD is irrelevant at the bottom, and then shilled AVAX at what has so far been the top.
Oh god.
So the 30 region is like where I would suspect it can bottom out.
What was I looking at yesterday that looked good? There was one of them. I think it was near. How was near doing? Slowly moving. BNB's not doing too bad. Bull USD having a day, obviously.
Oh, I should have bought some of that. I forgot about it.
Reef looks really good. I think Sol is about to break out of its little triangle. Yeah, it is.
Yep,
It's breaking out of the triangle right now.
I've got like a $60,000 long position on it right now. Please send it.
It's literally sitting on the POC of this range of the triangle. If you start to get above like 165, it looks pretty good. The weekly's still on a buy. Hasn't turned off. It's up 200%. 3 days really clean as well. Yeah, I like that on Sol. Doesn't look bad. Might have to long that.
Oh, I can't believe I just bought silver calls. I feel disgusting.
You should probably tell your broker to not allow that. Call your broker and tell him to ban every single order that's on silver. I think this is a good reward. It's giving you like a 3-to-1. If you take the triangle breakout on Sol, 10% stop, 30% target.
I think Duck's target is like 190 or something.
Yeah, I like anywhere from 198 to the all-time high.
I bought some of the 2024 calls
Yeah.
on SLV. Someone bought like 500,000 worth of them today.
William, you said when the ticker gets a buy signal on the daily, for how long would it be ideal to hold a position? The bot is fully automated. So if you're trying to go with the system, you wait until the bot tells you to either take profit or you wait until it tells you to sell. And from back testing it on the daily, it has over a 70% hit rate on crypto and stocks. So the daily and the weekly signals are extremely accurate. So you're pretty safe to hold on as long as it's telling you to. Now, it's not going to be right all the time. You're going to have that 30% or 40% of the time where you're ranging, and it's going to give you losses, but nothing's going to be perfect, right? The thing with the bot is, even if it was 50-50, even if it lost half the trades, when it catches the trend, as you can see on my chart, when it catches these trends, they do very, very well. It will go on a trend for a long time. So your winners will greatly outpace your losers. But unless you're getting a signal on the bot to get out, or maybe the OTS pivots, or maybe my like Fibonacci levels, unless you're getting a reason to get out, you're not supposed to get out. Bitcoin's a great example of that. So like I didn't follow the bot here. I just kept a trailing stop. So when it pulled back here, I got stopped out. I guess I did kind of follow the bot because the take profit signal was when I took profit. But I fully closed instead of letting some of it run. But this is a good case of just let it run, right? You just let it go and it will tell you to get out when it's ready. And Bitcoin's a good example of like, when it does tell you to get out, yes, it will give up a lot of profit, but these usually run for hundreds of percent. Let me go back to my back testing. Let me see. Where's Bitcoin here? Weekly Bitcoin, here it is. And this is only for 2020. I did not do the signals for 2021. But the average gain or loss on the weekly signals was 484%. The biggest loss being 43%, which was the March nuke in 2020. The biggest gain was 2011. 1400, or no, sorry, 2016, 1700%. You can use the bot with anything on TradingView, LM. It's designed to be used on TradingView, and anything that connects to TradingView will do fine. The beta testing is over. We are planning on releasing it on Monday. If I can finish everything quickly this weekend, we might even release it sooner. Just make sure to keep an eye on my Twitter. But at the latest, it should be released on Monday. But like I said, if I can get everything done, maybe Saturday night, maybe Sunday. I'm going to have a promotion for the first 20 people, and we'll talk about that this weekend as well. But you guys have probably seen this bot. We've been showing it on stream for, what, maybe 6+ months now. We've been doing a lot of testing. We had a lot of beta testing going on for people who signed up to FTX. We had a beta testing for the people in Discord. So far, it's been nothing but good things, and you guys helped me fix all the bugs. Right now, there are no known bugs. There is this little issue right here, but this is not a bug. There's nothing I can really do about this. But when you have a bullish take profit and a sell signal on the same candle, the labels will overlap. And unless I want to completely change the labels, there's no way to really fix that. So that's just a little thing you're going to have to deal with. Sometimes it will happen on the buy side as well. But the way that you can see it is like it will give the take profit signal a little red outline. So like if I take this take profit off, you can see there's actually a sell signal right there. So that's the only known issue currently. It also has a stop loss built in, which I don't have turned on right now. But like it will have a line where it will give you the stop loss that the bot is using. I don't recommend using the stop loss unless you are automating it. If you are automating it, then you should use the stop loss. If you're just trading it by yourself, you do not need to use the stop loss. You probably should still use it if you don't know how to make stop losses on your own. But the stop loss will be a little far away for the most part. And through backtesting, the bot does not get stopped out very often. It will get stopped out a lot more on lower time frames, but it's because the bot's not designed for lower time frames. But on the daily and the weekly, it will be very rare for the bot to get stopped out. I actually I have some code in mind where I'm going to update the bot fairly soon, but it will be post-release. It will be our first update post-release. I'm going to code in a trailing stop instead of just a regular stop. It's going to be a little difficult to code with the kind of stop that I'm using, but we'll test it out. You can use it on the hourly, but as I tell people, it's a trend bot. So the lower time frame, the lower you go on time frames, the more choppy you're going to be on most things. There's really nothing that I can think of that trends better on lower time frames than it does on higher time frames. So it's not meant to be scalped on lower time frames. If you do use it on lower time frames, I recommend using the take profit signals more than the flip signals. So like, for example, if you took this buy here, you want to pay attention to the take profits because you can use those as scalps, right? But if you wait for the sell signal, it's going to give away a lot of your profit, or it might even turn into a loss. So if you're using it on low time frames, you need to pay attention to the take profits more so than the get outs, the flips. But I'll have a video that will go over the different techniques and whatnot. Like I talked about in Discord, there's a technique that we call the Waterfall Technique, where if, like say right here on the 1 hour, this started to have a buy signal, right? So you would keep going to the other time frames to see if it was giving a buy signal on the other time frames. So like let's go down to like a 5 minute. So like if we go to, when did that move? When did this move really start? This move started at 2200 on October 5th, October what? 14th. Let's go to October 14th. at 2200, right around here. Okay, so you see how the buy signal comes in on the 5-minute? So then you would go to the 15-minute. And then, okay, so now we have a buy signal on the 15. So then you would go to a 30. Okay, now we have a buy signal on the 30, and then so on and so forth, right? Now we have a 1 hour. It's waterfalling into the other time frames, right? Another good example of that is using it for reversals. So, like this will be a good example. October 1st was the daily buy signal, right? So if we go down to a 4 hour, you can see how the 4 hour comes in before the daily. So the 4 hour was like a warning that you were going into a buy. So then let's go down to like the 2 hour. So then you have the 2 hour coming in. And then let's go down to like the 30-minute. So it's going to start on lower time frames, and then it's going to waterfall onto the higher time frames. So they're giving you warnings that the trend is shifting. And then once it's waterfalled to the higher time frames, that is the time frame you want to stick to for the trend. So like if the signal started on a 5-minute, but then it made it all the way to the daily, you want to follow the daily. Because now the daily's in a buy. So now maybe we had a really good entry. Maybe we got that 5-minute buy that was all the way down here. But now we're in a daily buy and we're up 40%. You see what I mean? And that's only if you're not automating it. If you're automating it, all you have to do is go to the alerts. And there's alerts for everything. There's buys, sells, exit short, which is used for if you're shorting, right? Short, exit short, take profit, short, take profit, short stop loss, long stop loss. It's got everything built in. It's designed to be fully automated. If you guys are scalpers, it will still help you out, but you have to use a lot of discretion. Meaning you do not want to automate it on like a 5-minute. You don't want to automate it on a 1-minute. You can use it, but you want to be using your other techniques to kind of help you out in that regard.
Tesla breaking out, 841.
Coinbase is on fire, man. 7.6%. Yeah, the next target on Tesla is what is it? 860, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be on TradingView. We're going to be releasing it Monday at the latest. If we can, we're going to be pushing it to like Saturday, Sunday. But I got a few things I have to do before we release. Would I long Sol? Let's take a look. I think Sol was the one we were just talking about, right? Yeah, the triangle. I like Sol. Sol's in a daily buy. It's in a weekly buy. Let's see.
Yo!
You just need to get above 165 on Sol. And then it looks pretty good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Hey, late adopter. Bitcoin's looking good, man. Still following our plan. Our target at 60,800 just got hit. The last local target is 63.3. If we can hit that, we're going to have to extend our targets. And most likely what I'm going to do to extend our targets is we're going to grab this impulse here. And then our extended targets are going to be 67 and 69.2. But let's not think about those just yet. I think this 63.2 is the best local target for now. Yeah, going back to Sol, I really like Sol above that volume node. Where was that volume node? It was 165. So anything above 165 looks pretty decent. This is volume profile. If you're looking at this, volume profile, session volume. It's set to 100 rows. Tesla's finally breaking out of after a long consolidation. That's probably why a lot of people are talking about it. There was a nasty consolidation kind of around 785, and now we're finally taking off. We also have earnings coming up. So you have earnings next week. We're pretty damn close to all-time high on Tesla. It's up 56% from the lows too, so a nice little move here. Our Coupang's starting to move. I need to have this set up for a buy. Let's see. If this goes into a daily buy, this will look really good. It has a 4-hour buy. Like, this is what I mean about the waterfall. So we have a 4-hour. We don't have a daily yet. What about EOS? Let's take a look. EOS doesn't look too good. Let's see. They have a lot of resistance around this, like $4.80 to $5. It seems like if you can get above like $5, it looks a lot safer. For now, you're coming into a lot of resistance. You're still holding this downtrend as well.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep. EOS has been ranging for so long too. It's just not a very good breakout play.
Netflix is being slapped into the close.
Is it a good time to long Bitcoin? Not really. This is the time that you would be happy that you were already in a long. Longing up here is a little sketch. Anywhere from like 60,000 to 63,000 is a big take profit zone. Like if you were already in longs, longing up here is not the greatest play. This is like where people FOMO long, where they're like, oh, should I miss the move? And they start longing way too late. Like you wanted to be longing down here on the pullback. This is where people are scared to long, but that's where you want to long. You buy the blood. That's where we longed. We longed at 39.6. You could have longed the break of 52.7. That was also a big level. You could have longed the break of 55.7, but that also would have been a little late. And then longing up here, this is like not even, I wouldn't even think about longing up here. You could go for another rip and go to all-time high, but the risk to reward from longing up here is just not good. Now, if your time horizon is like 3 to 5 years and you don't give a shit about potential drawdown, then yeah, you can long anywhere. I think if you're willing to hold on to Bitcoin, it doesn't matter where you long. There is no time in like the history of Bitcoin that if you would have held for 3 to 5 years that you would have lost money. So it's all dependent on how long you want to hold. ED, making predictions like that is pointless to me. I don't understand why people predict Bitcoin to 100K or Bitcoin to 200K. They do it for clout. Traders don't give a shit about stuff like that. Predictions like that are phony. They do that for the clout. There's no point in predicting Bitcoin 100K when Bitcoin's at 61.
Yo, can you guys hear me or no way?
Yeah, we can hear you. He's like the, what was that old commercial? It was cellular or, what was it called? It was, Singular.
Verizon.
Nah, Singular. Remember Singular back in the day? Their commercials. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? And then the Singular guy got bought by Sprint, I think. And he's like, oh, now you can hear me.
Singular was bought by AT&T, I think.
Was it? Oh, AT&T, there you go. But then the Singular guy switched to Sprint. Yeah, the guy who used to do those commercials. If the daily candle and Bitcoin closes above 60K, will it hit 63? I think it's going to get sucked into that daily pivot. There's a daily pivot at 63.2. That's the next destination.
The next destination after that is 0.
Johnny's not going to make it. Used to mine Bitcoin when it was 300 and I spent all the money on CSGO skins. Rest in peace. Now, you want to hear something sad about CSGO skins? Is I used to play CSGO religiously. It's probably the #1 game I have the most hours on. And I had a bunch of nice skins. Like, I wasn't like crazy. I probably had like maybe $1,000 worth or something. $1,000, maybe $1,500, something like that. Nothing too wild. But I got tired of playing CSGO because I hit Global Elite. And my goal was to hit Global Elite. That's the highest rank. So once I hit Global Elite, I was like, oh, there's nothing more to do. I beat the game. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to sell all my skins. I sold all my skins, and that was literally the bottom of the skins market. Like, I shit you not, within like 2 months, the skins market like went parabolic, skyrocketed. And I could have turned my like $1,500 in skins to maybe like $5,000 to $8,000 easily.
Rugs.
Apple High Day.
And it's funny as shit because I used to play like way back in the day, like before skins got really crazy, and they had like stickers, and they used to do stickers all the time for their tournaments. And I opened up some stickers because, like, at the time they're worthless, nobody cares about them. So I got a bunch of stickers from watching the tournaments, and I slapped them on my guns. And then I went back to play like maybe a year ago, And somebody saw my gun. He was like, "What the fuck, dude? You have those stickers?" And I was like, "Yeah, they were like 10 cents. Who cares?" He was like, "No, dude, those stickers are like some of the rarest stickers on the market right now." And I went to go check, and they're literally, you can't even buy them on the market. You have to buy them on like a secondary fucking market, and they're worth like hundreds of dollars. I think one of them was like over $1,000. Like, they're some of the rarest stickers you can get because they only gave them away if you watched that certain game on that tournament at the time. And I've got like 3 fucking stickers on my gun that are worth like hundreds of dollars. Yeah, that's a rug.
Yo, is everything ripping into close?
Looks like it.
Sir.
Dude, I'm the best Amazon trader in the fucking world. I'll die by that.
Johnny Amazon, you gotta change your name.
I gotta change my name to Johnny Corn.
But the problem with the stickers, the problem with that story is once you put them on your gun, they're worthless. Because people want the stickers so they can collect them or they can put them on their own guns. So I had all those stickers on my guns and they literally, they go from hundreds of dollars, over $1,000 to worthless as soon as you put them on your gun. Fucking rugged.
Dude, Deja, work has been crazy.
You like it over
Been on
there?
For like 2 months. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's just so different.
Do you get paid a commission?
Bonuses are commissions. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think, but it's like team based, right? So it's not your own P&L. It's like how the team does.
Gotcha.
But I think the firm handed out like 8-figure bonuses, pretty much like across the board for everyone last year.
Wow. Okay.
Like to the guys who have been there for like a couple years, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
not the entry guys. You gotta like earn those stripes. But there's still like 30-year-olds getting those bonuses.
And what are you doing? Mostly commodities?
Yeah, they got me on corn, beans, and I'm building like a quoting algo for crude right now. Crude X was today actually.
Crude's hard. Crude is very hard. I tried to trade crude back in the day. It's pretty volatile.
Yeah, it's so we actually don't care where the price goes because we're like market makers always have.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going under a trend. I'll be back in a sec.
Gotcha. You said, what ROE do you recommend taking profit? It's changes on every single trade, man. There's no easy way to have a set number. What I recommend for most people is you want at least a 1.5 R. So if you're risking, say, $100, you want to be able to make 150. Minimum.
Yeah, so they'll let me play with the futures, like a couple like one lot, like small lot stuff here and there.
Mm.
But it's not just the tech's crazy, right? Like we could like buy and sell 35,000 contracts in a day, and most of them are small. They're not even like size.
Yeah.
A lot of like icebergs, rapid fire, all these different strategies and quoting algos and size cutoffs, all that type of shit.
So it's like, do you do the basic market making shit where you see what somebody's gonna pay and then you go get it for less and you sell it to them?
No, those are speed-based strategies.
Yeah.
Which will have some of them, but the thing with speed is like, if you're not the fastest, you can't compete.
Yep. What is the
elevator up right now?
What is the milliseconds down to nowadays?
We're on nanoseconds actually.
It's on nanoseconds now? Jesus Christ. beautiful little node we're building up here before closing. It's nice to see this node because we know going into Monday we have a little bit of support. So if we want to push higher.
Look at how Q's closed.
Yeah, Q's and SPY, everything looks really good. SPY closing 0.74, Q's 0.63. Almost all big tech is green except for Facebook and Netflix.
Yo, I'm back.
Bitcoin up 7. Disgusting.
Yeah, so we're on nanoseconds now. We actually send stuff in through microwaves because fiber optics are too slow.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so it's like a couple nanoseconds, or like not a couple, like a couple hundred or whatever, but
Yeah.
and then but yeah, the speed based like jump trading, I think like Jump, Wolverine, and like one other people, like they are the fastest. So there's no real point in trying to arb that way.
Yep.
Because the arb actually isn't even within the city. The arb actually happens between exchanges. So it's like we're in Chicago, but this could also be trading in New York. And the arb is actually having the tech to get that signal from New York to Chicago as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually use that by bouncing radar waves off of the ionosphere and having to like, they have physicists calculating like the relativity and stuff of the Earth moving under the signal. So all their clocks are synced up.
Well, watch, there's a movie on Netflix called The Hummingbird Project. It's pretty new. It's about what we're talking about. It's funds, it's firms trying to get the fastest fiber optic speed so they can arbitrage. It's not a bad movie.
Right. So that was happening in the early 2000s. And
Yeah.
Since then they've moved on. Right. They've graduated. But you're actually at that point, speed also comes down to code.
Yep.
Like the top firms, like Python's too slow of a language, they'll literally code in binary, like zeros and ones. If it's like truly a speed-based strategies. But most of our market making is actually execution-based and like spread-based. Execution-based is like we have priority with the exchanges such that if we quote, right, like sometimes you'll see like hundreds on the bid, right? And like hundreds on the ask side, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Where we could be quoting only like a couple, or like most likely it's like tens of thousands on each side, and we're only quoting like a couple thousand, but we have first.
I
Like
gotcha.
if someone trades 5 contracts, we're the one selling it to them. So we actually are buying the bid and selling the offer regardless. Like it's all execution based.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna head out, guys. Appreciate you guys being here.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good one, man. If you guys are on stream, make sure to hit that like button. I will be streaming on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern, same time as always. We do have our weekly watch list coming out on Sunday, sometime around 4 p.m. Eastern, usually on Sunday. We're going to be releasing the trading bot. We've been talking about the trading bot for some time on stream, probably about 6 months or more. It's been through rigorous beta testing. We've fixed all the bugs. Back testing is very solid. So you guys will be able to try it out for yourselves. Hopefully, well, Monday is the latest, but hopefully I can get it to you guys a little sooner, maybe on Sunday. But that's only if everything goes well with the things I need to do. Should be Monday at the latest. So make sure to check my Twitter. I'm going to talk about some promotions that we're doing with the bot as well. So yeah, make sure to look anytime around Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to release the promotion, and then we're going to release the bot on Monday. But all right, guys, you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy. I'll see you guys on Monday.